Way up to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
Yes, way up with Angela Yee. I'm here. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is bopping in her seat.
Good morning, Angela.
I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
Okay, Jasmine. The Jasmine brand. Y'all didn't know she raps too.
I'm a rapper too.
It is a Tuesday. I'm excited for today. We got a lot of plans.
Okay.
My girl Ada Rodriguez is in town. Hilarious comedian, but also a friend of mine, and we're going to see her tonight at City Winery. We out in these streets, baby.
We outside, Angela.
We outside. Mm-hmm. We had a long day yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we actually did lip service last night.
It was a time. We had 2 episodes.
Yes, one of them was a. Can I say this? Riding.
Okay.
All right. Not like sweating somebody, but like actually like horseback riding.
Okay.
Class. I don't know how to say it. But anyway, yes, so that was our night last night.
Yeah, it was a long day yesterday.
But today is going to be fun. So Chloe is joining us. Chloe Bailey. And you know she's in Swarm, but she's also in Praise This. That's her first starring role. And that movie is on Peacock. We watched that.
Yes, produced by Will Packer.
Will Packer produced it.
Okay.
Also, today, Eric Lee is going to be joining us. Now, he is a tax attorney. Y'all know taxes are due, right?
Yes.
Taxes are due on the 18th.
Oh, my
Usually
goodness.
it's the 15th, but because that's on, is that on a Saturday?
I believe.
Hold on, let me look at these dates so I'm not giving you wrong.
Let me do a deep dive. Yeah, do a deep dive.
All right, so yes, usually taxes are due on the 15th. That is a Saturday, so now they are due on the 18th.
Okay.
Is it 17th? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, the 17th. The 17th is tax day.
Oh, my God.
And the 18th, it says.
Oh, my
That's
gosh.
weird. But anyway, all that to say, do your taxes. And if you haven't done your taxes, then go on ahead and make sure that you file an extension. And
Angela's looking me deep in my eyes as she says this.
Nah, because
no, paying your taxes is serious.
It's a real thing.
Yes,
it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And if they owe you money, why wouldn't you get that money that you're owed?
Yes.
Okay. But just trying to make sure you get some information. But Eric is amazing as a tax attorney. He's also going to let you know different things that you can do to maximize your return that are legal. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, if you owe money, what you should be doing, even if you file for an extension, because they will charge you interest. But there's going to be some great tips. And certain areas, you also can get a longer extension depending on what's been happening with natural disasters and all of that. So
great.
Just want to make sure we stay on top of things, guys.
Yeah, I guess I have some questions for him, so this is perfect.
Yes, I told you. I brought him up here specifically for you.
Yeah.
But right now, let's shine a light on him. 800-292-5150 is a number. This is how we start the show. We call up with some positivity. Y'all get to shine a light on somebody who did something that impacted your life in a great way. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Yes, what's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Hey, Angela.
Hey, Jasmine. And we are shining a light on somebody who's amazing. And that person is Gigi McGuire.
Yes.
Now, if you listen to Lip Service, you know Gigi is part of Lip Service. She's been on Lip Service since the inception.
Yes.
Of it. And she also lives in Atlanta, but she flies to New York pretty much every week to film these episodes. And when I tell you she flies, like sometimes the last time she flew in, she had to fly into like a whole nother airport and then drive an hour and a half.
And catch a train.
Right. To get here on time to be able to do the episode. And then sometimes she flies right back out after.
And also, Gigi be looking amazing on the episode.
It looks great. Sometimes she's doing her makeup like while, she's in the car getting here or on the train or on the plane.
Yeah.
And so that's a level of dedication for somebody to be able to do that. So shout out to Gigi McGuire, who's my friend, but also part of Lip Service.
Hey, Gigi.
Yes, reliable, on point, and pretty funny.
Her Instagram is Gigi McGuire.
And lived a life. All right. Well, let's talk to y'all. Who do you want to shine a light on? Hey, Miss Mitchell.
Hi.
How you feeling?
I'm fine. Hi, Jasmine Brent.
Good morning. Who you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on my girl, Alvina Johnson. She started a business 8 years ago. She celebrated her 8th anniversary last week. She's located in Paterson, New Jersey. I'm from down south, but I moved to New Jersey. This girl has lived in New Jersey her whole life, and she cooks soul food as if she was born down south.
Oh, we need some.
I love her. It's called John Jack, located in Paterson. You can find her on Instagram. I think it's the Yummy Spot, John Jack.
Okay.
And Jasmine, I just saw you on the episode. I'm late, but I just saw you on the episode of Potomac, Housewives of Potomac.
Oh, okay, yep.
You are Real Housewives of Potomac?
I was.
But I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss
Please go see
Michelle.
it.
Thank you. We talk to you later.
And remember, she's
you.
not just a brand, she's her own brand. Hey, Justin, who do you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on my fiance, Alyssa Sim.
Okay. Your
She,
fiance.
over the past 2 years, she dealt with me, in the Army, my long hours, long times. My sisters were in foster care for a little bit. And for my sisters to be able to get better, came back to my help. And she's been dealing with them, since, taking, make sure they have school, doctor's appointments are all good, and everything's good with them, and they ate and they're fed. And I want to shine a light on her for that.
Oh, sweet.
That's dope. Okay. Let's shine a light on her. Congratulations, Justin, on picking a good one.
Yep.
Thank you so much, man.
Charity, who you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on Obsidian Lane Services. It's a trucking company, and the owner Black. I hope he keeps doing great.
Okay,
Oh,
what's it
cool.
called again?
Obsidian Lane Services.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. We always need that at some point in our lives.
You got that
I don't
right.
think there's anybody that drives that hasn't had to call one of those services.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank
you.
you. All right, well, that was Shine a Light on them, 800-292-5150. You can always call and shine a light if you didn't get through. And that was brought to you by Born in Roma by Valentino, available at Macy's. And when we come back, we have your Yeetie. And let's talk about somebody who is clapping back. Imagine telling Halle Berry that she cannot take certain pictures because she's in her 50s. And she looks amazing, by the way. I wish I could take pictures like that. But we'll tell you what was said and how she responded. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Yeetie next.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way up.
All right, well, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the JasmineBrand.com is here.
Good morning, Angela.
Couldn't have anybody better to do Yee Tea with,
Thank you.
because we do this outside of work.
We literally do.
All right, so Halle Berry has clapped back at a troll on social media. Now, imagine somebody writing this. She had posted a picture. She's on the balcony having a drink with no clothes on.
Ooh.
Okay. To me, I was like, now that's some rich, amazing, goals.
Yes.
But this guy wrote, imagine being in your 50s still posting nudes for attention in menopause when you should be chilling with the grandkids. Aging with dignity is no longer a thing.
Oh, gosh.
And imagine being on social media, being mad at somebody for living their life. And having been through so much, and Halle Berry's been in this business for such a long time. The fact that she is thriving, looks amazing.
Yeah, sometimes I really hate it here.
Right. How are you mad that somebody is on the balcony drinking wine naked?
Looking
To
good.
me, that feels like goals.
It does. And also, if you don't like it, you just don't have to, you just keep scrolling, right?
Mm-hmm. And so Halle Berry responded, did you guys know the heart of a shrimp is located in its head?
She's funny.
Yeah, so
She has a
there
sense-
it
a
is.
sense of humor.
And, she had captioned the post, I do what I want to do, happy Saturday.
Yep.
And that's a fact. And, her man took the picture too.
I know that's, oh, yeah.
And it's not like you could see anything. It's just her on the balcony. That's
Listen.
amazing.
She looked good.
Something you can't do in Manhattan too, by the way.
Well,
All right, so shout out to Halle Berry for that. And now let's talk about this R. Kelly trial transcript text messages.
Okay.
There's some new transcripts that show text messages between R. Kelly's 16-year-old ex-girlfriend, Azriel Clary, and her mother, Alice Clary. These have surfaced online. This conversation was very disturbing, I do want to say, this transcript. And so Alice, who is Azriel's mom, is telling her daughter, be prepared to sing 3 songs. He said he will meet you and listen to your song. Please have your glasses off, hair to side. Mama knows best, pretty hurts, and third, your choice, don't yell. Put on a show, dance, grab his hand, shimmy, wiggle, sit on his lap, entice him while singing. It's all about performance. This your chance and opportunity. Don't blow it. Jane's mother even told Jane not to look grown. Take off that ugly lipstick. I told you he don't want you to be grown. I told you to keep hair curly. That ish look a mess. You need some jeans or shorts. You trying to look grown. He wanted you because you look young and innocent. That's what he want, not a little girl trying to be grown. You're a damn fool.
Oh, my gosh.
And she also told her to be honest about your age. And she said that man ain't trying to do nothing with you musically. He want an F period because he like young girls. He will probably hit you up, fly you to him by yourself, get you there, and you will have no choice but to have sex because he will probably tell you he ain't giving you a return flight unless you do all kinds of BS. I mean, this is not that. Now, by the way, let's be clear. 2 things can be right. R.
Yes.
Kelly should never have taken that bait.
Right.
But the mom should have never. I mean, this is really disturbing. And I know people have always said, should the parents be accountable as well?
Right. And these are alleged text messages.
These are alleged text messages,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
That came from the trial transcript text messages.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
you know, and so to me, it's like in a situation like this, where it's kind of like the mom is knowing what it is and throwing her daughter into the wolves.
This is an awful thing to suggest and have your child do.
Right.
Awful. It's really heartbreaking. It's really disturbing.
And he took the bait too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is, his
Yeah.
thing, so.
He said this is his thing.
I mean, that's his thing, and this is somebody. I can't believe a mother. Okay, all right. I'm just really disturbed by it.
I know. Thank you, Mom, for not ever doing that to me. That's all I can say.
Sheesh. Thank your mama today, okay?
All right. Nick Cannon was on with Howard Stern, and he was up here yesterday also.
Uh-huh.
And Howard Stern randomly asked, I guess, about him having a kid with Taylor Swift, and here was the response. Nick Cannon definitely knows how to go viral.
Taylor Swift wants to have a baby with you. I mean,
Absolutely. I'm in.
That would
Let's
do it.
go. That's the one. First of all, she's an amazing songwriter. And what I do love about Taylor Swift is the fact that she has been so vulnerable and open with all of her music since a young girl. And she kind of like me and Taylor's numbers is very similar when we're talking about being in these streets. So I think she would relate to me very well based off of like, yo, you've dated a lot of people in the public eye, so have I. So we probably will really understand each other.
Okay. That's so random, like Taylor Swift.
Nick knows how to manipulate the media.
Yes, he
FYI.
does. All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, it's about last night. This is where we talk about things that went on last night that we know is some things that people all go through or may wonder about. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah. Last night. So, about last night. Last night. Here's how it went down.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Jasmine. And we're doing About Last Night, and right now we are talking about you.
Okay.
So we had a conversation, and we've been having these ongoing conversations, and it's time for Jasmine to start dating finally.
Angela, I would just like to say that I'm always putting my business out on your show. This is so uncomfortable, but continue, Angela.
But these are real conversations because I'm with Jasmine all the time.
Right.
It feels like we're dating if I wasn't in a situation. But
let's talk about that.
But yes, it's getting nice outside, and I told you part of what you need to do is go outside.
Okay.
Because all we do is work.
Yes.
And then you go home, and then on the weekends, clearly you spend time with your daughters, family time all the time. Mm-hmm. But, just like we spend time working, like you got to make an effort.
Okay, so what does effort look like, Angela?
Like really going places and doing things.
Okay.
And when people ask you to do stuff, making the effort to go, because sometimes we're too busy and people are like, oh, come do this, or you want to go have dinner, to the point where people stop asking you because you never go.
Yeah. I know you said it already, but Angela, I literally work. We work all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of hard to date if you're working all the time.
Like tonight, we're going to go see Ida Rodriguez.
Yes.
We got the whole crew coming out. But even that's like a fun thing. We're going to a stand-up show.
Okay.
But you have tomorrow night.
Okay. I have tomorrow night. Okay.
Thursday night, we have plans.
Okay.
We're going to eat.
Okay.
But there's always opportunity. And I think even like not being closed off. Because we might go to things where we see people, but you aren't like...
Angela says I'm guarded and closed when I go out. Mm-hmm. What is that? What do you mean by that?
It doesn't feel like you're approachable or somebody can be like, let's go have dinner. Let's go do this, because you're just like, hi, and keep it moving.
Okay.
You don't give off like...
Available
or single and ready to mingle.
Okay. I wish y'all could see.
But honestly, this is why people do online dating.
Yeah, not doing that.
Okay. Nothing wrong with it, but
I know.
This is why people, because they say, I'm too busy.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's a priority for you or not to actually start dating.
Right.
Maybe right now you don't even want to.
Right.
Do you want to?
I would like to say that I just would like to enjoy myself and have a good time. Mm-hmm. And it's nice outside. I think officially it's time for me to start shaving my legs again.
Yeah. Because you have a little leg out today, and I was like, girl.
Yeah, Angela told me, Jasmine, it's time to start shaving your legs. Because for you listeners that don't know, I don't shave my legs like I'm supposed to in the winter and fall.
Oh, man.
And so today is the day that I think it needs to start.
You can braid the hair.
Angela's exaggerating. You cannot braid my leg hair, but I definitely need to shave.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, you know how certain people, like when you go out, you have a little extra conversation.
Okay.
And not everybody you talk to has to be somebody that you want to like be in a relationship with. You can just start doing that and getting more comfortable with it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, that's cool with me.
All right, we're going to make some efforts. And you can DM her at it.
Well, hold on.
All right, well, let's talk about tax season when we come back. Now, tax attorney Eric Lee from Intrinsic is going to be joining us. You know, your taxes are due next week, and some places they're not. He's going to give you all of the details about what you need to handle, because not only do we want you to get your dating life right, but we want you to get your financial life right. Okay? It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way Up with Angela Yee is back to set off your workday.
Turn the music up.
All right, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes.
And because we care, and we know people have taxes due, all right, Eric Lee is here, a tax attorney. Is that the right thing to say?
Tax attorney, that's right.
Tax attorney, okay. Actually, I actually use Eric, and he's been amazing for me. So I want to make sure that we get some of these things out, because I know it can be very scary when you know you either owe money to the IRS or you just haven't filed your taxes and you don't have it together.
Right.
All right, so the deadline is usually April 15th.
That's right.
But it's April 18th this year.
It's April 18th this year. And with some of your listeners in various states, due to some of the FEMA emergency declarations, their extensions have been actually possibly transitioned all the way to October 16th.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's very important for your listeners to check on the IRS website as well as the FEMA websites to make sure where their extensions may have been extended to.
Because you could have an extension and not even know it.
Do you have to do anything for that extension? Like, you don't have to file? It's just automatically
Great
extended?
question. No, it's automatically extended, but you have to look at which state it is.
And when we talk about filing an extension, right, what's the deadline for that? Let's just say you're not going to have your taxes ready, and April 18th, maybe that's your deadline. Is that also the deadline to file for an extension?
Yes, yes.
If they owe you money, okay, let's just say the IRS owes you money and you file late.
Yeah.
All right, do they give you penalties for that?
They will assess late filing penalties, but there may also be interest that they pay you.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's actually, a win-win on both sides. Now, if you have any listeners who may actually have some penalties, right, there will always be some phone numbers where they can call if it is the first time they made a late filing, or if there's a really good excuse for a late filing, like if they actually live in one of these areas, family emergencies, COVID, whatever. Usually the IRS will be very gracious and actually return or waive that penalty.
So at least try.
At least try.
Okay.
Definitely call.
Now, what if you haven't filed your taxes in years? There's a lot of listeners who are like, man, I haven't even done my taxes, since 2015.
Yeah.
Then what?
Well, you better get all your materials all together, because originally when your listeners go look up, when can we actually file a tax return, or how far back can the IRS look, right? Normally it's 3 years.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad.
Forget it.
But if you do not report income, and if you miss income by 25%, they can go all the way up to 6 years. 6 years. Okay. So you have a listener who hasn't filed since 2015. First off, get a professional to actually call the IRS and indicate, hey, Eric Lee hasn't filed a tax return since 2017. We are fully cognizant about that. We are trying to set up a deadline where we'll actually gather all the materials to actually send in our tax returns. 2017, then 2018, 2019. Okay. Do not think that just because the IRS hasn't contacted you, that they won't.
Right. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about people who have kids, right? Let's just say you're not together, you have children. Who gets to file the children? Because that's a big deal. I know that's something that Jasmine was asking about as well. And let's just say you have joint custody with these kids. They spend equal amounts of time. Who files that?
Well, it depends on, first of all, if there was actually a divorce, right? Because the divorce decree would actually...
Or maybe never married.
Say they were never married.
Say if they were never married, you would theoretically look at who is actually the higher income earner of the parents.
Okay.
Now, there are many cases, including in my clients, where one just file, claim the child.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, that totally messes up the other
Yes,
parent.
it does. So what do you do?
But hold on, you were saying the person that makes the most money should claim the child?
Absolutely.
And why? Explain why.
Because their tax bracket is at the highest.
Okay.
So whereas if a person is at the 10% bracket, right, and they don't really have much taxes to actually pay in,
right,
and they're claiming a child, $2,000. They may not even need that $2,000 credit.
Right.
Whereas the other parent would actually
Could use
need
that
it.
credit.
That's right. Now, what can you do at that point? Hopefully it's amicable.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of times it's not, though.
Yeah.
If it's not, that's going to be a completely different issue. I mean,
what
honestly.
can you do?
Yeah, like you were saying, like with that example that Angela just gave, that happens to people where
Right.
someone races, they may have an agreement or not, and someone races to file and
They file first.
they file
So
first
now
and they
you
claim
can't
the
file.
child, so the other person is SOL.
Or what if both people do it?
Yeah,
Because
what
you
happens?
don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if both people do it, then the second one to file will get notified.
Wow.
So that's
So really, it's first come, first serve.
It's really first come, first serve. In the cases where it's amicable, let's just say that they agree, like, oh, I'm sorry, Jasmine, I should not have filed.
Right.
Then theoretically, I should amend my tax return.
Okay.
And then you're able to claim said child.
Okay.
If it's not amicable, then, that does become a very, very difficult situation.
Yeah, there's nothing you can
Where-
raise. Whoever files first.
Yeah.
It's a race.
It's first come, first
Yeah.
serve.
And then, that may be part of, you may have to look into the child custody as well as just like child support situations. You may have to amend. You guys may have to play within certain other contours of the relationship.
Okay. And for children, can you write things off like childcare, or what kind of things can you write
That's
off?
great. There's a dependent care credit, right? If you're working, $3,000 of dependent care can be written off.
Okay.
$6,000 if there's more than one child.
What about all these people working from home now and writing off,
The home office.
maybe your rent? Can you write off part of your rent? Can you write off if you have a mortgage part of that because you're working from home?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yeah, you have to look at the total square footage of the house. Okay. And then how much you actually devote to your business.
Okay.
So then it must be fractional or in proportion to that. Otherwise, you could take the standard calculation, which is $1,500.
Okay. Yeah, because let's just say our producer, Dan, he edits a lot of stuff at home. He might leave here and then go home, work into the night, editing. That counts?
If Dan has a separate business, yes.
Okay.
Yes, but if he's just doing it as an employee of iHeart, it does not.
Thank you so much, Eric Lee. And where can people find you?
You guys can find me over at info@intrinsic.biz, info@intrinsic.biz.
And don't forget to give to charity, guys. That's also something that makes you feel great, and you can write it off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Donations.
Make sure that you gather all of your receipts from the charities. Make sure that the charities are legitimate. Make sure that they actually provide you with the letters.
Can you claim your friends on your taxes?
I wish.
Oh, okay.
Angela wants to claim me.
I do. She's like my child.
You could claim me.
All right, well, that was Eric Lee. Get your taxes done, guys. Get your financial life right. And when we come back, we have Yeetie. And let's talk about Cardi B and the Dalai Lama. Two things I never thought I would be putting together. But when we come back, we'll discuss. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that yee tea.
Talk to 'em.
All right, well, it's time for your Yeetie. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the JasmineBrand.com is here reporting live.
I love that voice you just gave.
For Yeetie, Tory Lanez, let's start with that. His retrial hearing has been postponed another week.
Okay.
Now, he was supposed to be sentenced yesterday, but he was asking for a retrial, and they need more time to prepare.
Okay, that's fair.
And so they'll be back in court on April 17th, but they said do not expect any fireworks on that day either. According to his attorney, given the timing and possible need to respond to defense's supplemental motion, prosecutors do not expect the retrial motion to be heard next Monday either, but hopefully a date will be scheduled.
Okay, I saw Tory Lanez's dad there. He was very colorful.
Yes, I didn't know what was going on out there. They were yelling at somebody with the cameras.
Yeah,
and-
it was a show.
All right, now Cardi B is calling out the Dalai Lama, and we discussed this story in Under the Radar. We saw that the Dalai Lama was basically sucking on a child's tongue.
Or asking the child to suck on his tongue.
And it was very, very odd. In front of a group of people on camera.
Right.
And he did post, his team did post some type of apology for that.
Right.
And so Cardi B then went on social media and said, this world is full of predators. They prey on the innocent. The ones who are most unknowing are children. Predators could be our neighbors, our school teachers, even people with money, power, and our churches. Constantly talk with your kids about boundaries and what they shouldn't be doing. Okay?
All right.
And here's what Cardi B had to say.
Yo, we really have to protect our kids any way possible. Predators are like literally everywhere. Like it could be your next door neighbors, it could be teachers, it could be a bum in the street, and it could also be a billionaire. It could be a mayor. It could be a person that runs a church. A lot of times, it's a lot of people that take advantage of religion because they have that power. They would take advantage of our children.
She's speaking facts.
Mm-hmm. And she also said no sleepovers, nothing, because somebody had posted, that their mom wouldn't let them do sleepovers. And she said, I hated growing up, but I'm grateful because there's some sick people out there.
Yeah.
Were you allowed to go to sleepovers?
I was, but I don't think I'm going to let my daughter go to sleepovers. And
Really?
I mean, not family sleep, nothing. No. Yeah. I don't play about that kind of stuff. I'm paranoid. So,
it's interesting because I don't feel like growing up, I'm trying to think if I ever slept over anyone's house, but everyone used to sleep over our house.
Yeah.
As a
that's
kid.
fine. People can sleep. When my daughter gets of age, I'll let people sleep over our house, but I'm not letting her sleep over anyone else's house.
I cannot remember a time, I'm trying to think of when I ever went to, but I definitely always had people at my house.
Right.
And I was like known for my sleepovers
Yeah.
all the time.
I'm sure it was lit.
Yeah, it was very lit when we didn't sneak out. But yes.
Oh, Lord.
All right. And then people were trying to drag Cardi after that also.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And, saying that, and she responded, I got to get off the internet. Ish is insane. I'm getting dragged up and down because I'm telling parents to be careful on people that prey on children. It's craziness.
It is, yeah.
But she also was getting support at the same time, and she did acknowledge that.
Yeah, people are allowed to say whatever they want to say, so that's fine.
All right, Kim Kardashian is going to be starring in the new season of American Horror Story. She's been announced to have joined the 12th season.
Okay.
And it was first revealed by The Hollywood Reporter yesterday. She'll be joining Emma Roberts in FX's upcoming Delicate in an undisclosed role. And in a statement, Ryan Murphy, who is the co-creator of that anthology, noted that they wrote Kim Kardashian's part especially for her.
Oh.
He said Kim is among the biggest and brightest television stars in the world, and we are thrilled to welcome her to the American Horror Story family.
Have you ever do you watch American Horror Story?
I saw when a few episodes.
Okay. I've never watched one episode.
Well, maybe you will now.
Okay.
You think that's good? I think people will. Just to see Kim Kardashian, and I know it's going to make it onto social media.
Of course it is.
Omarion is going to be doing a series with All Black, and it's based on his life. It's called Involved.
Okay.
So according to Deadline, All Black, which is a service that's owned by AMC Networks, has ordered that. It's a scripted drama about his life, and they're going to be having a national casting call at the 27th Annual American Black Film Festival, ABFF.
Okay.
And so for people who want to audition for that, you can go on ahead.
So scripted series, they're going to have auditions at
Involved.
ABFF. Okay. Called Involved. That's an interesting name.
All right, and Rihanna is now the most followed woman on Twitter. You know who she surpassed to get that role?
Who?
Katy Perry.
Okay.
Yeah, I think on Instagram, is it Selena Gomez?
Selena was up there. Oh, okay.
I feel like it always goes back and forth. But yes, now Rihanna is the most followed woman on Twitter.
Okay.
Because of all that.
Justin
I
Bieber's
felt like people were acting like they were going to get off Twitter when Elon Musk took over.
People act like they're going to do a lot of
still
things.
there.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are stories that are not necessarily headline news stories. They may be flying under the radar, but we want to make sure that you are in the know. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
That relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes, I'm here.
And we are doing Under the Radar stories. These are stories that have not been headline news necessarily, but sometimes we do headline news because they're that big. And one of those stories is the story about the Old National Bank in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
With the shooting that happened there, and the gunman who opened fire, he was also, he's no longer alive. I don't know if he was killed or he ended up shooting himself. They don't know that yet.
Okay.
But what we do know is he was a 25-year-old bank employee, and he knew he was going to be fired. So he wrote a note to loved ones before going to work Monday morning and opening fire. He killed 5 people and injured 8 others, according to a law enforcement source.
Okay.
Connor Sturgeon is his name. And according to reports, the manager at the bank said that he was extremely intelligent, and others said they were shocked to see the violence. There was a massive police response.
Yeah.
He had worked at the bank for more than a year, according to his LinkedIn profile, and he also live streamed his attack on Instagram. So that video has since been removed from the platform. All 5 victims were between the ages of 40 and 64. They have been identified, by the way, and 8 others were injured as well. Now, he did write a note before the attack to his parents and a friend. He said that he was going to open fire in the bank. It's not clear whether that note was on paper or email, or whether it was seen before the incident or after. But you could see some of the things that he posted on social media before the shooting. He went on Instagram And he wrote, Monday vibes, I could burn this whole place down. And then he put, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. And then he posted, they won't listen to words or protests. Let's see if they hear this.
And I'd also like to point out, you talked about this yesterday, that the gun that he used was an AR-15 style rifle. And this is the same type of weapon that's been used recently in these other mass shootings.
Yes. So
same type of weapon.
Really tragic. Again, we do want to just send our condolences to all the people who were affected, family members. Really tragic story. President Biden went on social media and said, once again, our nation mourns after a senseless act of gun violence. Jill and I pray for the lives lost and impacted by today's shooting. Too many Americans are paying for the price of inaction with their lives. When will Republicans in Congress act to protect our communities?
Okay.
All right, now another story that was under the radar. This is a BuzzFeed story.
Okay.
And the story is people sharing the places you absolutely should not bring a newborn.
Okay.
When is your daughter is how old?
1.5.
1.5. Is that still a newborn or no?
Angela, are you serious?
What? How old are you when you're not a newborn anymore?
I think
like 6 months?
I think newborn. I don't know. That's a good question. Go ahead and read this list. And
all right. So according to some people, any sort of spa or salon, people go there to relax. Would you bring Rain to the spa or salon?
No, I would not.
What about a nail salon? If you have to get your nails done, she could be in a stroller.
Sidebar. This says a newborn is a child under 28 days of age.
Oh, okay.
So like baby.
Just born. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like 6 months is still considered a newborn because that's pretty new. High-end stores where something could perhaps get damaged.
I would take a newborn to a high-end store. Yes,
Especially
I would.
in a stroller. Like
Yeah.
what's,
I put her in a little, little carriers that you wear. I do that. I
Okay.
would.
Libraries.
No.
What if you're in school and you have a baby?
Well, yes.
Well, then yes. Okay. Airplanes, because it hurts their ears and everyone else's when they cry.
Sometimes you don't have a choice but to travel with your newborn, but I wouldn't, because I'd be scared. Like you just said, I would be scared that the popping of the ears and stuff.
And then you also think about them being like susceptible to all the germs that could be on the plane. The movies.
No, I would not. But if I really wanted to go to the movies, newborns be asleep. And then you could put the
But you never know. Because they do wake up also.
They do. But you could.
I've definitely been in the movies with a crying baby.
Also, it's really loud for a baby.
Yeah.
It's very loud for a child. So
then you got to get up and walk out and try to hush the baby.
Yep.
All right. Well, those are your under the radar stories. Now, when we come back, we have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. So turn it up for your newborn baby to listen and dance. Also, Chloe Bailey is going to be joining us. You know, she has a new movie out, Praise This, on Peacock, her first ever starring role, and she has a new album out. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes.
With our Yee tea. All right, now let's talk about Stranger Things. You ever watch Stranger Things?
I watched the first season.
People love that show.
What about you, Angela?
No, but I know that's the reason why for a lot of Netflix they did so well. That's one of their biggest series ever. All right. Well, they are doing an animated series now at Netflix that has been ordered. The details about the show are being kept under wraps, aside from the fact that it was developed by the same people who did Random, Cartoons, Fanboy, and Chum Chum and Glitch Text. So
okay.
They've always dreamed of an animated Stranger Things in the vein of the Saturday morning cartoons that we grew up loving, they said, and to see this dream realized has been absolutely thrilling.
I've never watched any of those animated shows you just named.
Well, it is one of Netflix's most popular original series since it debuted in 2016. It was renewed for a fifth and final season in February of 2022. And speaking of which, Millie Bobby Brown, it looks like she's engaged.
How old is she now?
What is she, 20 years old?
I thought you said 19. Is she 20?
Maybe. Oh, she's 19, and her boyfriend of 2 years is 20. John Bon Jovi's son, by the way, Jake Bon Jovi.
Okay.
And so she posted a picture on Instagram, a black and white photo. And by the way, she has like 63 million followers. Just want to point that out.
Sheesh, girl.
And she posted, "I've loved you 3 summers now, honey. I want them all." And you can see she has a ring on her finger, and they look very, very happy and excited. So 19 and 20 years old.
And I feel like this is not a normal 19 when you're in the industry. So maybe in regular people years, maybe she's like 24. You know how you kind of mature faster. You see things, you experience things.
And they're only a year apart. They're 19 and 20.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
And Jake Bon Jovi also posted a picture of the two of them together, and he wrote "Forever" with a diamond.
So I wonder if she's going to take his last name.
Bon Jovi? Yeah. Millie Bobby Brown Bon Jovi. That actually sounds amazing.
That's kind of fire.
All right, and Jodeci is going to be on tour with SWV and Drew Hill. That's going to be exciting. Now, that's a tour to go to. BET reported that the Summer Block Party is set to kick off in June 2023. It'll go through United States and Canada, and it's going to be a nostalgic journey back to the golden era of R&B.
Look, so they announced this on Sunday, and you know that there was a whole back and forth with SWV and Escape about who should headline. So people were kind of talking about, but SWV is going to be with Jodeci. What's the issue here, or why couldn't they, get it together for Escape? So this is interesting.
All right, and Drake and Future have a project that they executive produced that is coming to Hulu. Saint X. It's an 8-episode series. It premieres later this month, and it's going to take you through multiple timelines as it explores and upends the girl gone missing genre and how a young woman's mysterious death during a Caribbean vacation creates a traumatic ripple effect that eventually pulls her surviving sister into a dangerous pursuit of the truth. That's what it's about. And they actually have the trailer. It's going to start airing on April 26th on Hulu with the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
Welcome to Indigo Bay. Sun is shining. Trust me, you will like it.
Admit that this resort is incredible.
Who was that cutie you were talking to?
Tonight was my last night. I was hoping we could do something special.
Mama? What is it, sweetie?
Allison didn't come home last night.
Multiple witnesses saw Allison at the bar last night with 2 young local men. Let me be clear. We have determined the death of Allison Thomas was an accident.
This was not an accident, and everyone knows it.
Yeah, that sounds suspenseful.
And listen, we've seen that happen so many times. Like a young girl goes on vacation and then goes missing, and so this is also based on a book too, by the way.
Okay.
All right, and the person who wrote this also worked on The Handmaid's Tale,
that was
America,
good.
and Heart of Dixie. So it's based on Alexis Shakin's 2020 best-selling novel of that same name.
Okay.
All right, and Chloe Bailey, In Pieces, first week sales have come in at 10,000.
Okay.
Now, people on social media did react. She debuted at number 119 on this week's Billboard 200.
Okay.
And some people are saying that's, it's still amazing to have made that Billboard 200 list.
Right.
Super talented. And some people said it seemed rushed. Some people didn't like it. Some people felt like, go the pop lane. And then somebody said, who cares where it charted? It was an amazing project. So I know people spend a lot of time talking about first week sales only, but I think consistency is the most important thing too.
Right. A producer named Rico Love, we all know Rico Love. He posted on Instagram in response to it, and he said, remember when Chris Brown's album was released and the numbers weren't great, but he hit the road and put on an amazing tour and turned it around. Now it's considered a huge success. So she'll be fine. She's talented. She just has to put in the work.
Yeah, and Doja Cat, they talked about her project Hot Pink. It sold just 7,900 units.
Okay.
Following its debut, and even with the initial low numbers, then she went on after that, and so we can't focus on that.
It's not over till it's over.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie, and when we come back, actually, Chloe Bailey is joining us, so that's why we wanted to make sure that we talked about that, because she is in Praise This. That's a movie that's on Peacock.
Okay.
She's also in Swarm.
Okay.
Very talked about. She also has In Pieces out. So let's make sure we support Chloe Bailey. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. When we come back, Chloe Bailey.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Angela, we're having an amazing day.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
Well, I wanted to talk about things. Now, you said that I love things that are disgusting.
Gruesome, gross, horrific. The more graphic, the better for Angela. Yes.
And this story has been fascinating to me, and I keep trying to show you pictures of it, but you won't look at it.
I will not participate, Angela. Continue.
All right, this woman, Kayla Houlihan, she's the founder of Tribe Skincare, and she went on social media, she went on TikTok to document a discovery. Stop making that face, Jasmine.
Okay.
And she had been sick for 3 years. It was unexplained, stomach problems, illnesses. She could not understand what was going on.
Right.
And guess what she found out?
What did she find out, Angela?
Well, you know how people be using them water bottles?
Yes.
Save the environment. You have the water bottle. People go to the sink, fill up their water bottle. They go to the gym. They do whatever, fill up their water bottles.
Yes.
Now, The problem is that you clean out the water bottle, but some people do not clean out the straw.
Okay.
That is attached to the water bottle. And apparently that's what was happening with Kayla. She said that it was actually her sister who told her, maybe you should look at the straw. Do you clean that out? And what she saw was absolutely shocking. Here's what she said.
My sister asked me on Friday how often I clean the straw in my Frank Greene water bottle, and I was like, I don't clean the straw. Do I need to clean the straw? Like, I only drink water out of it. And she's like, yes, you need to clean the straw because you can have mold in it. Just some added context. So I've been so sick for like nearly 3 years of my life now. We've run all these tests. I've had that thing done where they put like a tube down your throat to check your stomach and no one can figure out what is wrong. This is why I want to cry. It's literally chunks of black mold all through the straw.
Is that so disgusting? But it's so fascinating to me.
Oh, so she's been sucking mold for 3 years.
Yeah,
Hasn't changed.
for 3 years. Now, people were wondering, like, you couldn't taste this. It wasn't a weird smell.
This really gives me like, oh.
So in her stomach was just...
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
The reason that she was so sick for 3 years. And when you watch the video on TikTok, you can see her, you can see the chunks.
Okay, Angela. Okay.
Of mold throughout the straw. But that's why, and we've said this before, for you guys, make sure you clean out the straw, not just the water bottle, but also the straw. But, you know.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking at this picture. I don't appreciate this picture being printed out for me, but you can see what she was drinking in that straw. Do you don't have a water bottle, Angela? Okay.
But I do have a Brita. You know?
Yeah, I know what a Brita is.
Yeah, so I do have a Brita, so I make sure. And I don't really like at home use plastic cups or anything like that.
Because I'm always like...
I'm a germaphobe.
You are. I like paper cups and paper plates.
You don't care about the environment.
I do care, but I just prefer
you recycle.
those. Yeah, I do recycle.
So anyway, we just want to make sure that we let you guys know about this too. And they said that reusable bottles can harbor 40,000 times more bacteria than a toilet seat.
Oh, so you better off licking a toilet seat than drinking out of a water bottle?
You'd be better off licking the toilet seat.
I don't like that
They said
comparison.
it's like a portable Petri dish. So just make sure that if you guys are using these reusable water bottles, that you are actually cleaning them at least once a day with hot, soapy water.
Okay.
And for y'all people that bring them to like the gym and to the water fountain, that's nasty. Okay. I do not like to see people doing that. It is so nasty. It'll make me like, I don't even use a water fountain anymore though.
Yeah, I don't use a water fountain either. I'm just a little scared. But I used to in elementary school. Ooh, in gym.
You don't know, and then especially outside, like in the park, because you know sometimes I go running in the park, and there's water fountains in the park. I've seen a guy with his dog licking out of the water fountain in the park.
Sheesh!
So y'all just stop doing nasty things. Make sure you clean all of those.
Y'all
things
stop
out.
doing nasty things.
I'm trying to think of what other things really harbor a lot of germs too, like reusable. Certain things that you got to make sure that you always clean.
Off topic, but on topic. I don't really press the buttons on the elevator with my finger. I use the I don't really open door handles with my hand because I feel like it's a lot of germs.
If you take public transportation, sometimes you don't want to touch the pole or hold the pole.
Yeah, I don't necessarily enjoy shaking hands anymore.
Because I've seen people do really nasty things like rub their nose and then put their hand on the pole. And so you do like if I can put my sleeve over, but that's probably not that great either.
It's better than my fingertips. How often?
And I also do not sit on the bed with my street clothes. Yeah, so no matter what, it's just certain things. And I don't like when people put a bag on the bed, like the bag that you've been putting on the floor. Like, you know how people will put a suitcase or a duffel bag and just throw it on the bed? That's disgusting too.
How often do you clean your keyboard on your laptop?
Oh, I like to wipe my keyboard. I just cleaned it. I just cleaned the whole screen and everything. So.
My screen is...
All right, guys, just take care of the germs. COVID's not over. And there's other things that you can get as well. All right. Like we said, Chloe Bailey is going to be joining us today at the top of the hour. Plus, we got a lot going on. We got Ask Ye, 800-292-5150. You can always leave a message, too, if you can't get through or you want to ask a question and you want to call in now and leave it. We're always listening. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Now I'm back at it.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes.
And Jasmine, I look at the Jasmine brand every day.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate the support.
To see what stories are on here. And I see you have a story about Wendy Williams. And it appears that she is filming a reality TV show that is going to air this fall. Now, it's interesting because I know she was supposed to be doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And then I was looking forward to that. But then some people are saying that they don't feel like this is the time for her to do this. She's been having some health issues, but they're saying she has been spotted with a small film crew at her favorite restaurant a few months ago. And people are signing NDAs, and other restaurant goers that were there while she was filming had to sign these NDAs. But according to a source, they're saying that she is filming this reality show. It's going to be about her life after her daytime TV show ended.
That sounds like good TV to me. If I was in Wendy Williams' camp and I cared about her, I would say let's not do this. But if I, if I was more of a business,
as a casual viewer,
as a producer of reality TV, I think it's something great to watch, because hopefully we can see her turn her life around and kind of come back on top. So it's good content.
Yeah, they said Wendy is working on multiple projects at the same time. The podcast series, according to her representative, Sean Zanotti, he said that we are still working behind the scenes on several projects. There has been no official cancellation of the podcast.
I don't mean no harm, but how long does it take to execute a podcast?
Maybe she's filming the whole series.
Okay, that could be different.
At once? I don't know.
I read report. I think we reported last week that she was selling a lot of her things, and she was allegedly talking about moving to LA. And then her rep said, no, that's not true. So it's things are kind of all over the place. But this is good for reality TV.
Mm-hmm. And if you care about somebody, you want them to, because it feels like for Wendy, this is what she's done her whole life. Like she loves to be able to do like her television show, her radio show.
Right.
But also if you care about somebody and you know that health-wise, maybe it's not the best time.
But here's this. She films the show, she sees herself on TV, and she's like, oh my gosh, I got to get my ish together. That could be an angle of, of appreciating why reality TV might be a good move.
And part of what she's always done has been an open book, right?
Yeah, that's been her thing. Well, later in her career.
Yeah, later. No, I feel like earlier too. She definitely was telling all kinds of things.
Yeah, but her husband, she wasn't telling us nothing about till the very end.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we kind of knew a lot.
Yeah, we knew, but she wasn't going on.
Okay. Yeah, not telling us about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get ready for Chloe Bailey, by the way.
Okay.
I've known her since she was like a teenager, so it's nice to see her as a 25-year-old. Let's not forget, she is 25 with a new album out, with a starring role in a movie, Praise This, right, with a supporting role in Swarm that everyone's talking about. Also, Ask Ye is coming up, 800-292-5150. If you have any questions, you need some help, some advice, you can always call us up. We are here to help. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Turn it all the way up. Angela Yee is way up.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the JasmineBrand.com is here also.
Yes.
And we have a really special guest, somebody I feel like I've known you forever now.
I know, right?
Chloe Bailey is here.
Hi.
And we're celebrating you and your first starring role.
Yes.
In a movie, Praise This. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Album is out in pieces.
You have a lot going on. You have film, you have music. Is it overwhelming at all? And then when it becomes overwhelming, how do you handle it?
The actual act of doing it, it's not overwhelming at all, because it's my favorite thing in the world.
Okay.
And everything that I've been praying for is here.
Okay.
There are times where it does get overwhelming. I'm not going to lie about that, but my love for what I do always outweighs that.
Okay. How do you handle when you're overwhelmed? What do you do?
I pray a lot. I will call my godmom and rant and vent so she can calm me down. I'll cuddle my kitten Apollo. I'll eat my favorite dessert, and I'll take a quick nap.
Okay.
And then I wake up and I'm back and better.
That's perfect. It's like the song Make It Look Easy.
Yes.
Right? Because that is true. You have to go do these interviews. You have to be on when you're on set. You have to be on when you're on stage. You have to be on. And I think you're on more than you're off.
I think people see me on more.
Right.
But I'm kind of off a lot. It's funny, I tell people there's only two sides of me. It's either drab or fab. Like when I'm at home,
what's drab?
I'm always in sweats, no makeup, my edges aren't brushed back.
Right.
Like
that sounds like fun.
But like we say, still cute though.
Still cute.
Right. That
still
matters. Cute. You can turn it on.
Yeah.
And people probably even like dating, they probably love that even more. You know how guys love you when you're not dressed up?
Yeah, they say they do.
You don't believe that?
I don't know. Like, guys I can't figure them out.
Well, no one can. They can't figure themselves
But
out.
whoever I am with, I am completely myself. So they'll see me like drab most of the time, unless I go out.
It has to be a hard thing though to date you.
Maybe because of my
in the
schedule.
spotlight too.
Yeah, maybe because of my schedule, but I'm a quite easy person, to be honest. I'm really fair. I don't go through people's phones.
Okay.
Good.
I don't just cause drama for no reason. Sometimes I can be petty, but very passive aggressively, and that's only in retaliation.
Okay. Reactionary.
And, yes. And I don't yell at all.
That's me. I never yell.
Yes,
Yeah. If I'm mad at you, I'll talk to you just like this.
And
I'll
that
look
makes
you
it
dead
even
in the
madder.
eye. I don't like aggression from a guy, so if he's like getting loud, I'm like, you can take it down because we're adults and we need to speak as such. Just like I should respect you, you should respect me. So I'm pretty chill and easy, but schedule possibly.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw your interview with Lotto too, which I thought was nice. You guys do have a nice bond.
Yes,
From working
I
on
love
music
her.
together, from you like, rolling up on her at the red
Yes.
carpet. But what I like is like you addressed the Quavo dating rumors. You were like, I don't know where that came from. Y'all were just, but do you find that like even just taking a picture with somebody or working with somebody means, oh my God, now I have to let people know we're not dating?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, any guy I stand next to, you see the picture go up online and they're like, they're together. Even with Swarm, with Damson, because we were in a relationship in the show, people are like, oh, do they have something? And it's things like that.
That was foul, by the way. I just want to say how he was looking at your sister in Swarm while y'all
Right?
was.
Yeah, it was disturbing.
It was very
The
disturbing.
show is a thriller.
It was disturbing.
It's a psychological thriller. It makes you think. So of course all the scenes have to be disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me think of the song Cheap Back, Now, listen, that's going to be a real thing because, that hurts guys' hearts.
Yes.
When they think about what they do to you if you do it back to them.
They're like, oh, wait, hold on.
But for some reason, I can't see you being petty and vindictive like that.
I'm not petty and vindictive, but, well, no, petty, yes, not vindictive. But I just don't like getting played.
I don't think any of us enjoy it. What's the pettiest thing you've ever done? In terms of like to a guy or in a relationship or in a situation or...
Cheap back.
Have you ever cheated
The
back?
pettiest after the fact. After I found out he cheated and we were like on the way out because of that, I was like, you know what? Yeah.
You did?
She got her lick back.
Do you feel like you need closure when something comes to an end? Or are you okay with just walking away?
I'm okay with walking away. Every relationship I've done that. Because anytime I am made to feel less than what I know I should receive, I just exit the premises.
Does somebody ask you, are we to be their girlfriend nowadays, or does it just happen?
I need you to officially say it out loud.
Okay.
Check this box,
yeah, I think it can get confusing sometimes because if you don't say it in my head, we're just talking. And then I don't want to look like a fool thinking we're together.
Can you date more than one person at a time if it's not official?
No.
Not even going out?
It's the cancer in me. I've tried before, but I can't do it.
What is it about dating multiple men that you can't kind of wrap your mind around or that you don't like?
When I like somebody, I'm like loyal to that person.
Gotcha.
It's quite hard. And even the past year I've been single, I haven't really been talking to anybody or anything. I've just been focused on myself and the project. And to be honest, it's been really healing. And this Valentine's Day that just passed, it was just me and my kitten. I ordered my favorite vegan dessert and we just sat on the couch and he cuddled me. Now I was happy I had cuddles.
Okay, you did. Yeah, that's good.
So I wouldn't be like, I'm alone on Valentine's Day. But I think I needed this time and I need this time because when I'm in love, I like give my all to that person. And I think this is the time where I have to give that to myself.
I saw you on Tamron Hall also.
Yes, that was fun.
Yeah, and you were really open and honest about even just dealing with depression. And I feel like that's something that people are feeling more comfortable being able to say right now, or even being able to identify.
Yeah.
How did you identify that?
I think when you are stuck in an emotion for a little too long, that's when you're just like, wait, is
What's
this...
going on?
Yeah.
How did you come out of depression? Or what do you do to kind of help you get out of that space?
Prayer. A lot of nights sleeping on my godmom's couch, talking to my siblings.
You have a good support system.
I really do. I couldn't have done it without them, to be honest with you. And I use music as my therapy to like pull me out of it. And now I'm like, okay, the music that I created to heal myself, I hope that I can use the same body of work to start a healing process for even one person.
All right, well, Chloe Bailey is here with us on Way Up with Angela Yee. And when we come back, we have more with the young star.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and Chloe Bailey is here with us. I do want to say, man, you've been looking amazing too. Like following you on social media and seeing you posted pictures. I'm always like, she's just such a beautiful person.
Thank you so much.
But it's not even just, physically, but it's also your spirit.
Thank you.
And that's always come through. Like,
thank you. Yeah, I wish the people online who say stuff about me, I'm always like, man, I wish you could meet me in person. I'm really cool. I'm really chill.
Well, they wouldn't say that in person.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is too, I think that understanding that there's a lot of people who are not happy with their own selves and their own lives. It's an epidemic,
That's true.
And it does make people feel like they need to say negative things, but that's like a reflection of your own self when you feel that way.
That's true.
So, you always have to give grace.
Yeah. And then at the same time, I can't really fault them because none of us are supposed to like everything.
Right.
I get it to a certain extent because they've seen me since I was 13, so I get it, but I'm like, okay guys, I'm gonna be 25 in July.
And they've all been 8 and they've all been 13 and then they all will grow up, God willing, and be 25 and you have to allow that evolution to happen. I just don't like when I see you like, I'm off social, or I just personally.
Honestly, that's great because the only time I really know something went down is if I'll go like in interviews or people ask me about it, like the whole thing that happened with the show a month ago. They're like, how do you feel? I was like, I'm fantastic because I wasn't seeing any of it.
That's what I do too. Yeah. What I tell you, every time if something happens to me, I just get offline.
Yeah.
I stay off for a few days and then it passes.
Yeah.
People find something else to be mad about.
It's always a news cycle is just a few days.
So true. But I'll tell you something that makes me think about it in like a really positive way. I always feel like because I'm such like a huge music lover and a fan and like I do all my research and stuff, all of like my favorites, they've all had like a moment early in their career where no one really liked them. And
that's a fact.
And even recently when I watched, it was so incredible, the Whitney Houston biopic, they used to boo her. They booed her at the Soul Train Awards because they said she wasn't black enough.
That's right.
They would look down on Janet Jackson because they said she was too sexy. Same with Sheila E. and Donna Summer with how she'd moan in the songs and be sexual with the songs and things like that. So when I think about, because before I used to not understand it and I used to be like, is there something wrong with me? I don't know what I'm doing. But now I'm like, okay, maybe it's a rite of passage.
It's a sign of greatness.
Maybe it's God telling me, Chloe, maybe just hold on a little longer. So I don't expect everyone to like me and I don't expect everyone to enjoy my music or what I do. I'm happy that they're tuning in and they're listening. So I don't fault them for it either. It's up to me to decide what I give my attention to. So then that's why I just don't look.
And you got Missy Elliott on the album. Iconic.
My heart.
How did you pull that off?
So Grammy weekend, passed and they have BMC. And of course, because Harvey did the music for Praise This with Tank and Harvey's head of Grammys, and Harvey texted me and he reached out to my publicist and they were like, oh, we want you to honor Missy for her tribute. I said, really? And they're like, yeah, but it's a secret. She doesn't know. But when we asked for her wish list, you were on that.
Oh, wow.
So by that, I was already freaking out. She inspires me in so many ways. So I was really nervous and excited. I was so busy, but when I got home, I think at 4 a.m, I stayed up till 9 to make sure all the backgrounds that I recorded for the performance were absolutely perfect. So then right when I exported the stems off, we went straight to sound check and I performed 1 in a Million and 1 Minute Man. And I saw her out in the crowd looking beautiful in her brown Fendi suit. So right when I got off stage and I went up to her, I gave her the biggest hug. After that, a few days later, I was listening to the final mixes and masters, and I looked to my godmom, Charmaine, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if Missy was on Told Ya? And she just gave me the eye, and then it happened. And Missy texted me. She told me she liked the song. I have her number in my phone.
Wow.
And she sent the verse back in 3 days. I got it Super Bowl morning. We were in the hotel room because we went for Super Bowl, and I heard the new Chloe. I broke down crying on the floor.
That's amazing.
I broke down crying on the floor for 20 minutes. I kid you not. And I don't like touching hotel floors.
Well, I'm so happy for you and everything that you've been accomplishing.
Thank you.
Are still, think about it, only 25 years old and done way more than I feel like I've done in my lifetime.
You feel like you're just getting started?
Absolutely. Okay, I still have so many more goals to smash, and this is just the beginning.
But listen, guys, Praise This. Jasmine and I watched it together.
We did, yep.
So congratulations, first starring role, going out on your own headlining tour, solo album available now. amazing performance in Swarm, and you're doing an animated movie too.
Yes, Sneaks. Yes, with Anthony and Martin Lawrence, and I'm just so excited. It was so cool doing it virtually with Anthony Mackie because he plays my brother, and it was just our voices, and we did it in like 2 weeks, the whole film, which was crazy. So I can't wait to see that one. It's a star-studded cast. Quavo's in that one too, which is really fun. And DJ Mustard.
No, I'm playing. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Quavo keeps popping up in all these projects.
DJ Mustard is the music guy for the movie. Ella's in it. So many people. So it's a really cool star-studded cast. It's awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chloe. You know I'm always in your corner.
Thank you. I so appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
And when we come back, we have Ask Yee. You can ask us anything. 800-292-5150 is the number. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Hey, everybody, whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
You should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here, and we are doing Ask Yee. You get to call in and ask for advice on anything. Hey, Brittany, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Jasmine's here also.
Hey, Brittany.
Hi, Jasmine. Hey.
So what's your question?
So, I had a really hard time getting myself to call because I don't know if I want to hear the answer to this, but I think my boyfriend hates my cooking, and I have no idea what to do or how to go about it.
Well, why do you think that?
Every time I cook for him, he comes home and he's like, I just had KFC or I just had Chick-fil-A or Chipotle. And I'm like, I don't know if you're addicted to fast food or you just hate my cooking.
So what kind of things are you making?
I mean, I make different things all the time. I make tacos. I make I make rice all the time. I make chicken. I make fish. And he never eats it. And then when he doesn't eat it, I pack it for lunch the next day, and then I find out he didn't eat it for lunch either.
Ooh, how do you find that out?
I mean, I may or may not text his coworkers, but I'm cool with his coworkers.
Oh, my gosh.
That's hilarious.
Now, all right, let's be honest with ourselves. Can you cook?
I can.
Does anyone eat your cooking?
Not really.
Okay, so maybe you're just not a good cook, but that's something you can learn.
So how do I bring this up to him, though? Like, why doesn't he just tell me I'm not a good cook?
Because he doesn't want to hurt your feelings.
Right. He knows it's not a nice thing to say. He knows you would be devastated if he actually told you that.
So how do I bring this up to him?
I think that you have to be like, in a joking way. Look, I'm not offended by this, but clearly you don't like my cooking. I already called into Way Up with Angela Yee, and we've all come to the conclusion that I cannot cook. But it is something you can learn, and maybe this is a good opportunity for you guys to like do a cooking class together. You know, there's YouTubes where you can learn how to make certain dishes. Right. Maybe it's something you guys could do in the house, like, and that could be a fun date night. Like, let's cook together so I can learn, because I also feel like in a relationship, you know, it's okay to not be perfect at everything.
Okay, you're right.
But to be open to have those conversations. Can you send us a picture of like something you've made?
Yeah.
I feel like you should just try to master one particular dish, and also ask him like, what is it about my tacos do you like? Are they not seasoned enough? Are they dry? You know,
he doesn't say anything. It's not like he's like, oh, this was bad, or he just is like,
he won't eat it.
Yeah, but I mean, we want to know why though.
Do you eat your own food?
I eat my own food.
She's used to it.
Yeah, and so in your own for real critique, you know, do you like your own food?
It's fine. It's not the best, but it's fine.
Okay, that's honest.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't like it. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity though for you guys to have a bonding moment and to be honest. Like, and for you to be able to be like, I can take it. It's fine.
Right.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay,
Bye.
no problem.
Good luck.
I can't wait to see this picture. All right, well, that was Ask Yee, and when we come back, we have Last Word. That's when you guys get to call in and just have your last comments. Maybe you want to weigh in on something on the show that you didn't get a chance to get through. Maybe you want to call while we're not even on the air. 800-292-5150 is the number. You can always do that. Last Word next.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the Last Word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
I love this music. It calms me down, and it does remind me that the show is over.
Aw, it's like a nice little... Shout out to our guy, Jack Nasty.
Nasty.
Okay, but I had a fun show with you today.
Yeah, I had a fun show too today.
Everybody listening, shout out to Chloe Bailey for coming through and chopping it up with us.
She's sweet and talented.
Yeah, she is. And she's funny.
Yeah.
She was having a wardrobe malfunction when she first came in.
She was.
And yeah.
She was.
That's not easy.
Did you see her nails? Mm-hmm. Incredible.
Yes.
Incredible nails.
And she's been working so hard.
Yeah.
And she's young still, like only 25, but just think about how long she's been doing this.
We've been looking at her since she was a little teen.
Yeah, so I love to see it. Also, thank you to Eric Lee for coming through.
Okay.
Tax attorney from Intrinsic, and he gave us some valuable information because taxes are due.
Yeah.
And you cannot avoid that, okay? And it is important, I feel like, to get a professional because there's too many ways that you can make a mistake doing your taxes and then you get audited.
Yeah.
And then it turns into a whole thing. And you also might not know the things that you're eligible for without the help of an expert. So you could actually make more money by spending a little bit.
Yeah, Angela was low-key lecturing me, impressing upon me just how important taxes are and certain things that I didn't know that an accountant would know or a professional would know. So I think that was a super important interview.
Yeah, and also like there's all kinds of penalties and interest fees and things that you can accrue if you don't handle it. And if you're owed money, after, I think, what did they say, 3 years? He said 3 years. It's over for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to keep your money.
The nerve.
But if you owe them money, that's forever.
Forever. I'm going to hate you forever.
But we'll keep on reminding you and making sure you handle your business because if there's one thing I'm going to talk about, it's finances.
It's the bag.
Okay, because y'all know I'm stressed now. I cannot wait to tell you this news next week.
Okay.
All right, but it is Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's time for you guys to have the last word. You know, I love to start the show with you and your positivity. This is what I love the most about Way Up with Angela Yee. Everybody who listens, we're like a family.
Yep.
Hey, fam. Everyone who calls in from the start of the show, and then how you guys end the show with your comments, your commentary, your responses, your questions, just everything. 800-292-5150. Let's hear it. Last word.
I like to shine a light on my mother, Miss Ernestine Pinckney. She is who anyone who knows her refers to as the Earth Angel. She has a heart of gold, one of the biggest hearts you'll ever see, help everyone that she can, and has taught me to do the same thing. I'd just like to say she has just celebrated her 80th birthday, and I just celebrated my 54th. I just want to thank God and her again for blessing me with such a wonderful mother.
I want to shine a light on my baby mama. I know we go through, but you know what I'm saying? I love that girl. She take care of them kids. She working hard to get her together. It's just not fast enough for me. I'm on my own groove.
Hey, I'm on Angela Yee's Way Up. Look, yeah, I had Nick Cannon up there, and I just want to let him know I want a baby too. Thank you, Angela. Good luck. Have a blessed day.
This is Anonymous. There is no difference between being drunk and a woman ovulating. I mean, comma, the mindset is the same, comma, anything will do, exclamation point. Okay, first week, this is a woman's menstruational cycle. They're pissed. Second week, my handwriting. Second week, they're regretful, careful. Third week, they're testing and they're training, and then they're ovulating. It's go time. That's women in a nutshell. Thank you. Be here all week.
Way Up with Angela Yee.